This is a recap of lesson 6, and in this lesson we're really going to just expand on factoring trinomial expressions. So I'm going to show you the first one. I would like you just simply to watch. Now there's not that much difference between this expression in terms of what we're going to do and what we've learned a few days ago. Again, you learn how to factor trinomial expressions, and there's different ways we can do it. Like some teachers, like Ms. Castro, like to use the X method. I use the bottoms-up method. Some people use guess and check, and as long as you have a method that works and you can accurately factor trinomials, that's all that matters to me. So what we learned to do here is really going to be the same thing here with just one more step. So look at the 2. When you're looking at the 2 and you're like, what's the difference? Instead of just having an x, I've replaced the x with x plus 1. So I want to simplify this. I want to take this out, and I want to make this just any type of a figure. I'm going to say a star. And so a star equals x plus 1. So wherever I see a x plus 1, I'm going to replace it right now with a star. So I have 2 stars squared plus 1 star minus 15. And now I'm just going to factor this as normal. This is the exact same thing. So in my mind, I'm going, what's 2 times negative 15? That's negative 30. And now I'm thinking of combinations that multiply to give us a negative 30 and somehow add to give me 1. So 1 and 30, there's no way to get that. 2 and 15, no chance. 3 and 10, nope. 4 does not work. 5 and 6 do work. So in order for 5 and 6 to work, and I have to end up with a positive 1, I would need to have a positive 6 and a negative 5. Again, you're just watching right now. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do star minus 5 and star plus 6. Now the number one thing students forget, if you look up at the board right now and look at number 3, number 3 says to look to see what the leading coefficient is. If the leading coefficient is any number other than 1, then we need to come over at this portion of the problem and I'm going to put that number underneath. So 5 divided by 2. Grab your calculator right now, whether you're watching this video and you're in period 5 or you're in my current period. And I just want to, I know some students are really good with mental math and some students struggle. So I want to show you right now, can I use your calculator really quick, Marlene? Thank you. I want to demonstrate how you can simplify fractions using a calculator. So let's forget about the negative sign. Type in 5 divided by 2 and don't press enter. Instead, look on the left-hand side and find where it says math. Hit math 1 time. And now go to the very bottom right-hand corner where it says enter and hit twice. Once you type in that fraction and you hit again, you're hitting math and enter twice, it's going to give you the simplified version. This just tells me I can't simplify it any further. So here we go, it's done. But like 6 over 2. Yes, majority of you are going to be able to do that in your head. But I want to demonstrate so when we get to harder numbers, you know how to use the calculator as a tool. So 6 divided by 2, I hit that math button, I press enter twice, and I can see it simplifies to 3. Would I prefer you use mental math? Absolutely, but I just want you to know how to use the calculator as a tool. So here's where I am. I want to go back what I've done before. I've taken out the x plus 1, I've replaced it with a star. I just factored a trinomial like we've all been working with. Okay, and then I go, oh, the leading coefficient is different than 1. I need to put it on the bottom. I simplified, and now at this point, I'm going to push up. If we have a fraction and simplified, I'm pushing it up. So it's 2 star minus 5 and star plus 3. And now I'm at the point where I can get a final answer. So, really, what is star? What did I say star was at the very beginning? Star is x plus 1. So now wherever I say the star is, I'm going to take it out and replace it with an x plus 1. So it's 2x plus 1 minus 5. I've just simply taken out the star. Over here is x plus 1 plus 3. So, there's nothing wrong with putting parentheses around these. There's nothing wrong with that. But generally in math, once you've used parentheses in a particular part of the expression, then we use brackets to separate it, just so it's a little more defined. Like, hey, here's the first group, and hey, here's the second group. Would it be wrong if you used parentheses again? It would not be wrong. That's the first problem. I would like you to write the second problem down with me. So for those that are like, this is so confusing, remember, this is no different than 6x squared minus 4x minus 15. Really, there's not much difference. There's just that one piece where we're taking out the x minus 2 and replacing it with something else temporarily. So when I look at this, our step 1 on the board right in front of you says, can you factor anything out? So 6, 2, and 15, is there a number you can factor out? So other than 1, can you factor anything out? No. And they don't all have x's, so I can't do that. So I'm just going to get started. So star is going to be the x minus 2. And now I'm going to rewrite it, and wherever I see an x minus 2, I'm going to replace it with a star. Okay. I know, you're probably getting a test or something important, but we have to celebrate you for 2 seconds. Please pick something up of a heart to celebrate yourself. I was literally thinking in my mind, I was thinking like, those darn freshmen. See, guys, that's why I'm so glad you're not freshmen. We'll take on that role. It's the freshman coordinator, so they're a crazy one. Right. Have a good day, we love you. Thank you. Love you, Miss Brandon, we love you. By the way, go Cardinals this weekend. No. Oh, Vikings. Get her out of here. I'm going to stay out of this one because I need her help. Okay, here we go. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Okay, so this is what we have. For people that are listening to this video, my apologies. You think we're crazy. We are a little crazy, but okay, we're going to keep going. Okay, so right here, I'm thinking to myself, 6 times negative 15. And I've done this problem. I created this up, so I know this is negative 90. You can multiply that on a calculator. So we're really trying to figure out a code. What multiplies to give me negative 90 and combines to give me a negative... Oh, forgot here, guys. I made a correction here yesterday, and I forgot to put a 1. Put a 1 there instead, please. I know you're copying this down. And I've lost your concentration with that. I literally thought those were freshman students. I was like, those freshmen.
No,
Dang it.
I didn't say Mr. Reese come here, and I was like, how much you want to bet they're going to come to here?
Okay, so again, make this not, instead of a negative 4, it should be a negative 1. Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to start 1 and 90. There's no way to get a negative 1 when I combine it. 2 and 45, and I'm literally, like, I'm doing this in my mind, but if you need to divide, so 2 divided by a number does give me, 2 divided by 90 does give me a number of 45. I can divide by 3, I also get a solid number, still doesn't give me. Can't divide by 4. If I divide by 4, it's going to give me a decimal answer. 5, help me out, guys. I think it's 18. Can you check with me? Should be 18. 90 divided by 5 is 18, right? Doesn't give me a negative 1. 6 is giving me a 15. That's not helping me out. 7 and 8 don't work. 9 and 10 do work. Now, if I'm going to get a negative 1, I would need a negative 10 and a positive 9. A negative 10 and a positive 9. Negative 10 and a positive 9. So I'm coming over here. I'm just going to do it over here so that you guys can visually see this better. And I'm doing star plus 9 and star minus 10. And don't forget, the number one thing I see students make a mistake on is they forget to look back here and they go, oh, yeah, that's right. The leading coefficient is different than 1, so I need to put it down below. Let's practice again, because when we go into the next few chapters, we're not going to be working with stuff that we can generally do mental math with. So let's just practice using the calculator. I'm happy when you can do mental math with this, but let's practice for a second. Take 9 divided by 6. Hit the math button on the left and press enter twice. Enter is in the bottom. And we can see that it reduces to 3/2. Same thing, 10 divided by 6. I'm preferring you to do mental math, but I'm just using the calculator to show you how we're going to use this eventually. I hit math, enter, and I get star minus 5/3. Students have asked me in the past, does it matter if I have this lines? Like, does it matter if this one's negative and this one's not positive? It does matter. Each one of these is considered a factor. The star minus 5/3 can be in front, or it can be in back, just like the star plus 3/2 can be in front or back. What does matter is that this is positive. It does matter that the 5 is negative. Okay, so now I'm going to push up. So I have 2 star plus 3 and 3 star minus 5. And my last thing is I'm going to replace star with x minus 2. A common question I get is, should I go and distribute? Should I go and distribute the 2 and the 3? So can I go like 2x minus 4 plus 3 and 3x? You don't have to. I'm okay if you just leave it like this. So this would be the factored form. This would be the factored form of this original expression. So the third one we're going to do, I'd like you to write it down. And then you're going to press pause. So if you were watching this and you're in period 5, please write this down with me. So we're going to have 6x plus 3 squared minus 11, x plus 3, minus 7. So after you write this down, I want you just to do two things and then come back and press play. The two things after writing this down is ask yourself, can you factor anything out? And what should star be equal to? So again, press pause. Think about those two questions. Can you factor anything out? And what should star be equal to? And then please press play. Okay, so you're back, you're pressing play. Remember, this is really like this trinomial, and so I think sometimes just taking out the x plus 3 makes it a little bit easier. Can I factor out a numerical value? So is there a number other than 1 I can factor out a 6, 11, and 7 nicely? No. Can I take an x out of everything? No, can't do that. So I can't factor anything out. I'm going to make star equal to x plus 3. And then I'm going to rewrite this as 6 star squared minus 11 star minus 7. If you were watching this in period 5, I would like you to press pause. Working with the person next to you, I would like you to go through this and go all the way to the end and then come back and press play. Now, when you press play later, know that I'm going to go through this and I'm going to do it non-verbally so the students in my second hour can be working on this, kind of glance up to see if they're doing it right. So at this time, please press pause from 5th period, press play when you are done. Second hour, working with your partner, I want to hear you talking to your partner working through this. I'm going to be working through this silently. Begin. I want to hear you. Multiply to get negative 42. And now I'm using that calculator. I'm thinking of combinations. So 1 and 42, that doesn't somehow give me 11. When I divide this by 2, I get 2 and 21. Those that don't have strong multiplication skills, you're using your calculator right now. So again, I take 42, divide it by 2 because I know it's even. I'm like, 2 and 21, that's not going to give me an 11. So let's try 3. I divide by 3 and I get 14. 3 and 14 could somehow give us negative 11. We would have to have a positive 3 and a negative 14. And now I'm going to write this down. So I have star plus 3, star minus 14. Don't forget, when you look on the board, number 3 says if the leading coefficient is different than 1, we need to divide by it. If you have strong multiplication skills and you can reduce things with mental math, please go ahead. If not, you're taking 3 divided by 6. Students commonly want to tell me that the answer is 2. But remember, when you reduce this, you end up with 1/2. Same thing, 14 divided by 6. They're both even, so I'm dividing them by 2. If I put in my calculator, we can see this is 7/3. The bottom number, it's not the largest number, it's not the smallest number. The bottom number is going to push up 2 star plus 1 and 3 star minus 7. Okay? Now remember, this is a factor and this is a factor. The 3 star minus 7 could be in front or in back. That doesn't matter. Again, the 2 star plus 1 could be in front or in back. Now I'm going to replace star with what it is equal to, x plus 3. And then I'm going to put brackets. We can identify the two factors a little bit easier. All right, so period 5 at this time, you are going to go click on the link I provided you that shows the paper that you're going to complete for lesson 6. There are 4 problems just like this. After each problem, you're going to be asking the tutors to check to see if you did it right. Please complete all 4 before you move on to the next task today.